in this house.
How do you stop a film from being boring? Just make it boring on purpose and call it an art film. I may rip on modern horror films for being formulaic, but at least the formula gives you something to look at. I felt like I was trapped in the pretentious side of r/analog for 2 hours, because it's just shots of a boring house that's intentionally framed so you can't see anything. Wow, what a cool shot of a door. Now let's slowly pan over to another door that only takes up 1/5 of the screen, leaving this blank void, because it's art. If I threw a camera down a hallway, I would end up with similar shots to this film. It wouldn't shock me if I found out they just tied a camera to a turtle and let it roam around a house. Then when it died, they tried to edit the footage into, well, not a story, because there isn't one. 2 kids are trapped in a house and they find out their dad has disappeared, plus the windows, doors and toilets have vanished due to lazily done effects. Then there's also a monster thingy, I guess, that messes with them. I don't really know, because I wasn't watching the film and instead staring vacantly at the ceiling. Not like I missed anything, as when I start watching the film again, I'm just looking at another ceiling. It's so agonisingly long. The trailer is the exact length of how long this film should have been. Random shots of nothing is scary if you only have to watch it for 2 minutes while having a poo, but sitting in the dark watching a 2-hour house tour made by a blind person is a torture device designed by the KGB. It's incoherent nonsense that accompanies the incoherent dialogue that sometimes has subtitles. Since this is an artsy-fartsy, purposely low-quality film, you have to have audio that sounds like you recorded it from inside the character's mouth.
I hurt myself and I feel sick.
Why wasn't that subtitled when other parts are like this?
Can we sleep downstairs tonight?
It's like the subtitles are an admission that nobody knows what these characters are saying, and that it's an afterthought in the editing room. I actually have a theory that the whole film is supposed to be subtitled, but because the creator recorded everyone's dialogue using a can of beans and a piece of frayed string, that even he didn't know what they were saying, so retroactively deleted some subtitles from the coherent sections to make it seem intentional. I don't get how anyone can praise the horror of this film, because all it is the anticipation of a jump scare, which anyone can do. Plop a camera down in a corridor, make the room dark enough that you can't really see anything, and then just leave the camera running while you walk off to take a hot and steamy Skinamarink stinker of a dump. This is just a taster of what the whole film is. You're just sitting, looking at nothing, but because it's so grainy, you think, what was that? And it wasn't anything. It's just a dark room where you get to listen to your intrusive thoughts that say, I wonder how far I can stick my finger in my eye. This footage is the equivalent to Twitch streamers and cam girls, where the majority of the time nothing happens, but you're just anticipating a nipple to come out, so you keep watching and waiting and waiting until finally you wait some more and some more, and then a jump scare doesn't even happen. But when it does, it's somehow lazier of a scare than what you get in stuff like The Conjuring, because at least with them there's some sort of timing involved. Here you just do it whenever you feel like it. This film is like modern art. It's boring and stupid, but people will look at it longingly with their hands on their chin going, oh yes, I totally see how this giant burnt hot dog represents military conflict and anxiety about possible nuclear war. Indeed. This is pretentiousness for beginners because it's so incredibly surface level, which is why every positive review says it's like being stuck in a kid's nightmare, as there's nothing else you can say about it. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. Every review, which is very fitting for this film that just does the same thing over and over. It's so unbearably sparse, which is what many like about it, because then they can easily talk about it in a TikTok video to show people how they're not like everyone else. They can watch a boring film and enjoy it. The worst thing about this film is it's just going to create a gold rush. The film only cost $15,000, which is cheaper than some lenses, and has made an estimated $1.7 million. That's 11,000% profit, which is bound to get the attention of money-hungry executives, as that's what happened when Blair Witch and Paranormal Activity came out. You show people a new way of making a film for basically no money, and then a deluge of heartless copies appear to suck on the teats of a successful movie. A film made almost entirely of people yelling about a map, and another about blurry footage of stuff moving with fishing wire, made some boring ass knockoffs, and this boring ass film with nothing happening is going to create more boring knockoffs with somehow less things happening. To give the film credit where it's due, it at least created something new that wasn't just a recycling of everything else. But also, I hate you for creating something new, because it's something new for the corporate film world to suck dry like a vampiric prostitute. Takes all the life out of its victim and leaves you feeling dirty. At least it's easy to replicate to take the piss out of it.
I've lost my camera. I've lost my camera. I've lost my camera. My camera is lost. I've